Hey, you guys, I just came off of the live. I was going to do some reactions on the live and I might go back and do some reactions, but I did want to come over and talk about what our topic was tonight before I go ahead and start to um, react to some live, to some TikToks. And I might react to some TikToks on this one as well. But you see at the bottom tonight, we have a couple of subjects, but the first one that I do want to dive into is traveling while broke. Now, um, y'all, I just went straight into it because I'm reading something that I want to discuss with y'all as well. But first, welcome. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you've been with us before, welcome back. If you just slid by, saw the title, and decided to click on welcome, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I am Key, and this is Key to Travel. And I give you tips, tricks, story times, travel diaries, everything. I even react to TikToks dealing with travel here at Travel Buddies. But I like to thank everyone that came by tonight to see us and to click clack and clack clack with us tonight. Um, I did go live earlier, like I said, but I did want to do a video on this topic because I do want my travel buddies and key travelers to go ahead down in those comments and give me some of your opinions about traveling while broke. All right. Now that we've had that said, I'm gonna go ahead and drink my tea. And no, it's not Christmas. Hubby gave me tea in a Christmas glass cup because he just felt like being funny. And I'm gonna go ahead and sip that tea. Okay. All right. So now back to what traveling while broke. Okay. I'll tell you how to travel while broke or with little money. I won't say broke, with little money. And how to travel to be prepared to have some money. And the third thing is how to travel and how to travel with a lot of money. Everybody know how to do that one. But let's go ahead and talk about how, first of all, how to travel with a little bit of money. Okay. And how you do that is, first off, you find your destination, right? And when you find your destination, you want to be able to be able to be prepared to take care of all your necessities for your vacation. So, say you really want to go to this place, and so you want to save up to go to that place, and you just have a little bit of money, right? So if you just have a little bit of money, but you can't get to this certain destination, but you have a little bit of money. The best thing to do is find a destination that has everything that destination has, but at a fraction of the cost. And that's some of what Expedia is doing this year. They're actually doing say you want to go to a big location like Dubai, and there's like smaller locations like Doha or something like that. Like it gives you that same type of vibe, but with the price tag cut in half. So that's always a plus. And so yeah, you want to find a location that's kind of like the location you want to go to, but at a fraction of the cost, right? Then you want to make sure that you prepare when you do get to those locations with a little bit of money, that you find that their dollar is much cheaper than your dollar, and that way you can get your dollar to stretch a little longer the way. Also, you want to find places that you can kind of, if you go to some places that you visit, tourists eat. You want to find that spot where you can eat with the locals and not so much with the tourists, because you know they always jack up tourist type prices. So those are the type of things you can do with a little money. Now, also with a little money, I'm gonna tell you this: you want to find you a travel group, not a travel group that um that's your friends, because I hate to say it, I'm about to sip this tea on this one. When people travel with their friends, people tend to, I want to say, try to outdo each other on some instances, especially like girls trips and things like that. People don't want to have to say I'm a brokey. I don't have. So they try to outdo each other, and that's when your girl trip fallouts happen, or people because people are not honest about what they really have in their pockets, and everybody wants to be, especially with social media today. Everybody wants to be the baller in the group. Everybody wants to have it all together, and even your biggest um, celebrities, influencers, don't always have it all together, right? So and you don't want to be in that hype where you have to spend, 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 spend. Influencers do that because they have to influence, right? However, a lot of those influencers, I'm about to tell you all the secret. A lot of those influencers get a lot of free stuff, right? So they can be a little flashadocious because they're on somebody else's dime, right? So a lot of people do that. Your average people that watch the influencers, and they want to emulate exactly what they're doing, so they try to break the bank to do it where your influencers are not doing it. So you don't want to do that. You want to go with you want to make sure your travel experience can handle your bank account, but you can still find those great locations. You can still find those auto overwater bungalows. You can still find those things, but you don't have to go to French Polynesian if you don't have French Polynesian money. You can find those. Jamaica have those overwater villas. You can find those. You just have to know where to look and where to find what you want at a fraction of the price. Okay. Next, um, the next thing you want to do if you're traveling, I'm not gonna call you broke, okay? But if you're traveling, you must have a budget. Okay. That's what a lot of people and actually there was a girl on YouTube I used to watch a long time ago. And that's what got me really into watching her. Um, because when I used to travel, I used to go like, okay, this how much I could spend, this how much I'm gonna spend, right? And when you get out there and traveling and seeing stuff you want to do and doing this and doing that, and you don't count for it as your what you need is a budget, right? And you don't count for it, it's like, dang, I used to get back and be like, well, there go me hanging out next weekend because I didn't spend over this amount that was supposed to be my entertainment money because I didn't have a travel budget. I only had my overall budget, right? Because in life, you should have a budget for your entertainment, right? You should have a budget my regular household budget, right? And then I would do my entertainment budget, right? So I wouldn't use my entertainment budget for 3 months, right? So whatever I put in my entertainment fund for 3 months, right? Because my entertainment might be different from your entertainment. My entertainment was going out to eat, maybe going to take a ride out of town, just But if I was going on a big trip, it used to be put that entertainment budget for each month. So each month that entertainment budget would go to the time I would leave. So I would do 3 to 4 months without doing any entertainment and use my entertainment budget, right? So whatever that entertainment budget was, that's what I was taking, right? But that's not counting paying for my trip and all that. That's just to take with me whatever my entertainment budget was, right? So that's how I used to. And then I realized that when I would get there, I'll be like, dang, okay, I guess I'll take next month's entertainment budget and use that, you know, and things like that because I didn't have a budget on what I was actually going to spend. And that's a big problem when people travel. And I know when you travel, it's supposed to let your hair down, do what you do. That's how you want to do it, but on a budget, right? So, say for instance, you're going on a girls trip, right? And this is why all my girls trips, I'm giving y'all a little heads up. This is why all your girls trips fail. Nobody's on a budget, right? Everybody is just bringing what they have, and that's what they're going with, especially the younger crowd, right? So the best thing for you to do, and you can be ahead of the game, is say, okay, even if y'all listen to me well, even if when y'all send y'all money, because everybody do that because everybody thinks they're pre-planning, okay? They go ahead and they pay for their um, hotel, they pay for their airport, car, whatever their transportation to get there, right? And they pay for usually if the girls groups are detailed, they pay for their excursions up front, right? So that's what usually everybody does within the group, right? So everybody does this and everybody gets prepared by doing that. So your excursions is taken care of, your hotel is taken care of, and your transportation is taken care of, right? Now, if people fly in, sometimes they'll go ahead and take care of their vehicle going to, you just pay this one person this amount of money for your travels, right? Okay, bet. So the problem is people take that off of their budget, and that's a no no. Okay, with your budget, you want to put in your hotel, right? Say, okay, we're gonna say the hotel is $500. It's five girls, and everybody put in $100, right? There's also taxes and fees and deposits that are also a must in hotels. So what you want to do is they you have to pay $100. That's not what you want to put in your budget. You want to put $500 in your budget. And you saying, what? Wait, what? Calm down, calm down. You want to put $500 in your budget, okay? Reason being is if anybody else does not have their money when y'all get there, everybody's not looking around crazy. You want to have the $500 in your budget. Now, that's you're not going to worry about the taxes and fees and all that because that, of course, will come out of that $500, right? You'll be covered. You want to have that in your budget. Say your flight is $300, right? You want to put your flight $300, but it's already paid. Yes, you have paid for this months in advance, right? Still want to put that in your budget, right? So you're going to have the $500 for the hotel room, right, in your budget. You want to have that $300 for your car, but the for your plane ticket, but it's already paid. Put it in your budget. You miss your flight, anything happens, you want to catch a quicker flight to get away from them. Anything happens, you have that $300 travel fee. Okay, you want to keep that in your budget. Next thing is food, right? Now, this is where things get sticky for everyone, right? And I'm gonna tell you why it gets sticky from everyone because everybody assumes that, oh, well, I can bring uh $200 because I don't really eat that much when I'm out in my city, right? I might spend 200 in a whole month in my city because I be watching my weight and I be making sure I'm not big back situation and I'm this and I'm that. So $200 is a lot of money. You want to bring, if you're going for 7 days, you want to bring $50 a day. If you're going for 3 days, you want to bring $100 a day. If you're going for 5 days, you want to bring $75 a day. And you're like, whoa, whoa, what? Explain. And this is for all inclusive. Let me back that one up. Let me make that one be known. This is for all inclusive. It's a little different. It's a little different when you're going to a non all inclusive. This pricing is for all inclusive. If you're going for 3 days, you want $300. You're going for 5 days, you want $75 a day. If you're going for 7 days, you want $50 a day. And you're probably like, wait, the less days, the more. The reason being, because usually when people go for 7 days on a girls' trip, you're doing excursions. You're most likely going to stay on that resort at least 3 days. At least 3 days on a 7 day trip. Right? I say three, but it's most likely gonna be, yeah, 3 days. 3 days. Most likely you're gonna stay on a resort 3 days when you're doing a girls trip on all inclusive. Because one day you're gonna want to go out shopping, it seems, and the one day you're gonna do your excursions, one day you're gonna do your boat trip, and then 3 days you're gonna be at the resort, and then the last day you might so happen to veer out again. That's a very strong might. Okay, so that's why for 7 days you want to do $50 a day, because 3 of those days, maybe four, you will be at the resort. Okay, so technically you will only be out in about uh 3 days, right? So that's why I say um $50 a day. 5 days. The reason is you'll probably be on the resort 2 days to hang out, release, relax. It's usually gonna probably be your first day and your last full day. So you'll have 3 days out. So that's why I say $75. Because those 3 days, which you're only being there a short time, you're probably going to, splurge a little bit to taste in the locals' food and things like that. Because that's usually a normal trip is 5 days. Your 3 day trip, why I say $100 a day, is because y'all gonna be ripping and running and ripping and running and ripping and running because you only got 3 days and y'all gonna try to get the best of it. Okay? So that's why the 7 days is $50. The 5 days is 75, and your 3 day is $100 a day. That's for food. Okay. Now, if you're on a in a Airbnb, I heard it all. We gonna go grocery shopping. We gonna be cooking every day. We gotta cook. I heard it all. Promise you, I have. If you're in an Airbnb, you want to at least have, depending on how many days you're going to be there. Most of the time, when people get Airbnbs, the most time they spend in those Airbnbs are 5 days. You want to bring $500 for your hotel, and you say we in an Airbnb. $500 in case you want to get away. You want to have $500. I'm sorry, $300. What, however your how much your transportation was to get there, that's how much you want to have for transportation. For food, if you're in an Airbnb, you want to have, if you're there for 5 days, you want to have at least $500 for food. And you're like, wait a minute, you telling me I got to bring $1,300? Yes. And excursions is paid for. You don't want to have to worry about excursions, but then you do want to have your like $200 entertainment money, right? Because you still got all the rest of that money that you can pull and pinch out of as well, but you have it just in case. And you are not known as the broke friend, because you can pull, because if the Airbnb is nice, everything's cool, your all inclusive is beautiful. Y'all decide to lounge at the pool every day, and then the one night that y'all decide to go out and eat, y'all find a restaurant that's $300 a plate. You're not looking like the broke friend because you got all this other money that you actually saved. It was a great trip. You had all this money, and if worst come to worst or best come to best, you get to go home with it. So it's no harm or foul, but you have it. So those are the key, like little things that you must have and put into your budget. All right. So that's that. Now, if y'all don't have an excursion book before you go, then you at least want to give yourself at least $300 to $400 for excursions. So yes, that will be added into your budget plan. But that's how much money you do want to go with it. And a lot of people just think, oh, we're going to all inclusive. We don't have to worry about it. And you Miami girls, y'all go to Miami and you're like, well, the room paid for, my ride paid for. All I need is $100 because I don't eat that much when we in the States. But that liquor is I'm saying look, alcohol is very pricey. The food in other places, especially tourist areas, is very pricey. So if you have the budget that I just gave you, then you have extra spending change to ball to your fall. Okay? Okay. The next thing that we want to discuss before I go ahead and move into some of these TikToks that's looking kind of interesting on the side of me right now. I'm gonna go over just a couple of those. But the next thing that I do want to discuss with y'all is traveling. When you're traveling while broke, the best thing to do is find you a group to travel with. Reason being is if you travel with a group, then the group gets the bulk of what the money is and they get the better discounts. So if you travel with a group, not your group, but a group that you find that like say you like to go to basketball games and you have a travel basketball group, right? And you want to travel with this basketball group. The basketball group is going to get discounts on the travel and they're going to get discounts on the rooms. And sometimes they get discounts on the places that they go to eat and things like that. So when you're with a big group, you tend to get bigger discounts. So that's another thing to do while traveling when broke, especially in the economy that we're in now. Everybody, I repeat, everybody wants to get a little deal. Okay. And speaking of deal, shameless plug. Speaking of deal, look down at the bottom. Travel after you see this travel while broke with little money, you're gonna see our Facebook group. And our Facebook group is called Affordable Couples Travel Key to Travel. Or you could contact me because I do know of other groups that are traveling and you could get discounts. But if you're a couple and you want to travel with us, go ahead to that Facebook group, leave me a comment, a message, and we'll get back to you with prices on discount travels that we will have. Oh, I thought I heard something. All right. So that's that. Now we're gonna go ahead and look at these TikToks. Stay tuned. All right, y'all. All right, we ready to go over these TikToks. Right. How about that? Hmm, how can I get you over here? Okay, let's go back. All right, and we about to share this TikTok, y'all. All right, this a little hack, y'all. Let's see it. Share my screen. Mm, all right, let's see. Let's make me a little bigger. All right. Oh no, I ain't what I'm on it. Let's see, y'all. Let's see. All right, here she go. Let's hear.
But no worries, I do all the work for you. First up, Letchworth State Park in upstate New York. This state park fights for its title as the Grand Canyon of the East. It features towering cliffs, three major waterfalls on the Genesee River, and scenic hiking. Its competitor is Pine Creek Gorge, or PA Grand Canyon. This 47-mile long gorge offers forest views, hiking, waterfalls, and vibrant wildlife. Another hidden gem, Hamilton Pool Preserve in Texas, a turquoise natural pool set into a collapsed grotto surrounded by limestone cliffs. Next up is Tower Fall in Yellowstone, Wyoming, a 132-foot waterfall framed by volcanic spires, known for its dramatic drop into the Yellowstone River. Next on the list is Sleeping Bear Dunes in National Lake Shore, Michigan. These massive sand dunes rise 450 feet above Lake Michigan, with scenic overlooks over forested trails and stunning freshwater beaches. Next is Emerald Pools in Zion National Park, a series of picturesque pools set along a stunning trail with cliffs and canyon views. Lastly, the stunning Oneata Gorge. This mossy canyon in Columbia River Gorge is known for wading through icy waters and waterfalls amid canyon walls. And you can always meet me back here next time to talk more beautiful things in the U.S.
I am a overpacker, and this is how I pack more stuff into my carry-on travel luggage. These vacuum seal bags are the best. They are sized specifically for your luggage. Pack it up, get out all the air, then you attach the mini electric vacuum that comes with it, and in just a few seconds, it has sucked out all of the air, drastically reducing the size of your clothing inside. The amount of space this saves and creates is so crazy. I never pack without these now.
Here are some essential tips for my first time travelers that will get you through into your destination. Look, travel days are crazy as hell. Let's just keep it 100. Okay. You have anxiety, you be stressed out, you be worried, you come unhinged, and don't have no kids with you because stuff really get crazy then because you want to try to make sure everything is right. And that rarely ever happens. But here's some tips, some simple tips that can help you out. The first tip is get to the airport early. Get to the airport early. Let me say it a little bit louder for the people in the back. Get to the airport early because you have to be checked in by a certain time, especially if you're traveling internationally, or you will not be able to check them bags in, or you want to be able to check in. Okay, and you're gonna miss your flight. Then you're gonna be mad at everybody at the airport when it's your fault. Get to the airport early. International flights, I'm gonna tell you, really 3 to 4 hours early because remember you got traffic, you got to park, you got to catch the shuttle, you got to get through TSA. Do yourself a favor, get there 3 to 4 hours early. Next, contact your bank or your credit card company. Let them know that you're going out of town. So that way, when they see them charges, they won't put a fraud alert on your card. Okay, now you're trying to contact them and let them know it's you. Just let them know you're going out of town. Contact your telephone provider and let them know so you don't come back to an astronomical bill. Because some providers do offer like international plans or whatever, but let them know as well. Take a printed copy of everything: reservation, passports, travel documents, boarding passes.
Yeah, I gotta stop on that one because people makes fun of the 40 plus travelers because what they do is they print out everything. And we know we're in the digital age. And everybody want to have everything on their phone. But let me tell you something. I tried to act like I was 21 one time and put everything on my phone. And child, we got to the airport after traveling all day. All my charges I had packed in my suitcase. You heard me right. And we had been traveling all day. But it was only like Okay, I don't know what happened to it, but went ahead. I printed out everything. When I tell you everything, I printed out everything. And got to the doggone next country. Because I ain't, wait, I'm sorry. I should have printed out everything. Y'all heard me right. I should have printed out everything. Got to the next country. Phone dead. My phone dead. Hubby phone dead. We got to sit down there. And the poor people felt so sorry for us, y'all, at the airport. That girl said, she trying to charge about stuff to bring up our paperwork, y'all. It was travesty. You hear me? Because I'm going to try to be a millennial or a Gen X or Gen Z. And I should have set my doggone old tail down, y'all. But I tried it. I sure did. I tried it. But let's go ahead and see what else she got to talk about, y'all. Let's go ahead. Let's see what other tips she got for us.
Everything. Technology does fail. Okay. And electronics might not work. The Wi-Fi signal might not be good. Take some cash. Take some cash. You don't take a lot of cash, but just take some cash on hand with you so you can have some cash. Download mobile apps that will help you. For example, your airlines app. You need to download that one for sure because you will get real time information. So if the gate changes, if the flight is delayed, if the flight is canceled, you will get it automatically. Download Mobile Passport.
But don't always rely on the airlines thing. But she right, you should have it, but don't always rely on it.
Download Google Maps. Download Google Translate. Anything that will help you at the destination where you're going to, download it. Pack light, okay, and comfortable. Know the weather. Check out the weather before you go. Know this information so that way you'll know exactly what to pack. In your carry-on bag, take your important essential things, your medicine, your forms, money, anything that you need that is important, put it in your carry-on bag. And also bring a change of clothes in your carry-on bag because at most resorts and on cruise ships, once you check in, you are able to start using the facilities. So you might not have your luggage. Do not put nothing important in your checked luggage. Nothing important. Don't put your medicine in your check bag. Your medicine should be in the carry-on bag with you. Pack snacks. If you have kids traveling with you and you're flying, pack snacks, pack activities to keep them busy. Charge your portable charger with you. Okay. Pre-book transportation from the airport. Don't get to the airport to your destination and then you have to get transportation because it's gonna cost you. I'm telling you, especially if you're going to Cancun, because them taxes be high as hell. I'm telling you, them taxes be half your damn vacation money. So pre-book that. Pre-book your excursions. Don't wait till the last minute. I know you're trying to get that last minute deal, but sometimes you get got. So those are just some tips, some simple tips that will help you to get to your destination. Okay. Now look, my experience travel. Any tips, hacks, or anything you have that will help them to get through their first trip.
And I'm gonna tell y'all real quick. Let me go ahead and take this. I'm gonna tell y'all. There was a young lady that I had booked her travel, and she left her passport, y'all, in her suitcase. And she got to, and luckily she was traveling with somebody. She wasn't solo traveling, so her friend got to go on the other side, get through passport control, go on the other side, get their bags. But it was so hard because when you go to other countries, a lot of people don't speak language. And luckily, her friend had been, it was almost 2 hours, and she had been on that side crying tears because she couldn't get in. You can't get in without your passport. So, her friend trying to get people over there, you can't walk in unrestricted areas to come back to bring it to her. And you can't go around and get back to passports because it's restricted areas. So she finally found someone that worked at the airport, and they went ahead and got her through and around her passport to get her friend her passport. But well, she couldn't go. The guy went, and luckily, she described her friend to the T, and he found her. But most of the times, that's hard to do, especially in other countries, because people don't want to take that chance and that risk of carrying somebody's passport and not finding them, and then not knowing where you are, and it could just be a whole bunch of rigmarole. So, luckily, they did find somebody that was willing to try to help on both sides, because I think he also contacted somebody on the other side to meet him, and because they have to be careful too, because when you're playing around with people's passports in the different areas, that they could be doing stuff that's illegal, and so they're not supposed to have somebody else's passport to actually do that. They just did it to help her out, but passport control sometimes is real stickler about, no, if they don't have it, they don't get here type of deal. But they went ahead and they helped her. And luckily they did, because that could have been very, 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 very uncomfortable for her and her friend, because she would have had to come back and her friend would have been left there. So it was just a sticky situation. And luckily it did work out in their favor. But with that being said, y'all, I appreciate y'all watching. Um, I've been on there long enough. Hopefully y'all checked out our live. I think I'm gonna go right back live one more again time tonight to see anybody that I might have missed tonight. And yeah, but I appreciate y'all coming by and seeing me and coming by and talking to me. And I'm your girl Key, and I'm with Key to Travel. And thank you for watching. And please like, comment, and subscribe.